of the story.
Right. You're absolutely correct. Okay, so we're going to read another crazy story, obviously, and that's the whole point of dystopian, right? So there's no I. Okay, what else? Okay. Oh, very good. Let's start asking questions. Thank you, Eva. So as you read what your classmates are saying is interesting, go ahead and type a question. And so Eva said, why is his name Equality 72521? Okay, very good question. Go ahead and type in a question. Very good. Love that. I love Eva. Good job with like already asking questions, right? We need to ask questions always. Oh, yep. Yeah, what are they doing if they can't do anything by themselves, right? It is illegal. Okay. Alrighty, very good. Okay. Thank you, Zeke. All right, let's move on. Let's go back into our Canvas and into the introduction. Just a friendly reminder that there are 3 sessions of Membeing to complete. The link for Anthem is right there. Go ahead and click on it so that you have it already. Okay, up and running, because we're going to go back to it in just a bit. Okay. And then let's hit the next button so that we can go on to the slides. Okay, and here we go. Let's go ahead and click on the slides and rename your copy with your first name so that you know which one to turn in. I don't think the kids in this class do this, but in my other class, we have kids that keep turning in a blank assignment because they don't know which assignment is theirs. So make sure you write your name in place of copy of. Got it? Okay, good practice so that you turn in the correct one. Okay. All right. So we're gonna complete the work in your slides. So as you guys look at this Anthem slide, I'm gonna go through. If you guys have your notebooks also up and running, it would be a good time to start taking notes. All right. So we're doing a little bit of interactive note taking. If you guys want to take notes in your slides, that's fine too, but I prefer you guys to not lose the skill of writing with your hand. Okay. So here we go. Slide 1. Everybody there? Everybody good? Everybody made the copy? Everybody renamed the copy? Wow, Blaze. I know. This a yawner. Sorry. Okay. We're going to get through this. All right. Here we go. Anthem by Ayn Rand. So what we have is slide 2. I'm going to go over these topics with you, these concepts, okay? Because these concepts are going to relate back to your CER that you're going to be responsible for doing. Okay, so the first one is collectivism. Okay, and the second one is individualism. I'm going to give you guys time to kind of write down these terms. So go ahead. in your notebook? I mean, if you got to at least pretend that you're writing something down, go ahead and do that. I was a 10th grader at one point. Yep, Zeke, yep, there you go. If I were in 10th grade, I probably would do the same and just pretend I'm writing something down, but that's okay. We'll learn. Okay, so collectivism, right? If you look at these, I don't know, I just was like, you know what, I think it's pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to explain it with some pictures, right? So collectivism is the we and the individual is the me, right? So go ahead and take notes on that. We versus me, yeah? Is it we or is it I, me, my, right? Me, myself, and I, right? If you look at the picture on the right, what we have here is we have what would society look like if we just focused on ourselves. So the top part where you have like the predator fish chasing after all the other little fish, right? Right, Blaze. Thank you for the hula. That was really good. That was a solid hula right there. Okay. So we have, oh no. So it looks like the slowest gets eaten in the top picture with the fish. Okay. And you're all, you're on your own, every man for himself, every fish for himself. So poor thing, that last fish over there. Okay. But if you have a collective mindset, maybe you all group together and scare the predator fish away, right? So that's what solidarity looks like. We saw solidarity happen with all of these protests, right? With the action happening on the Mauna, right? We know what solidarity looks like when you join together, right? If you see any marches, right? That's solidarity. That's collectivism. Okay, everybody good on that? Okay. All right, let's move to the I guess the third slide, and that would be selflessness. Do not get selflessness and selfishness confused, right? These are two different topics, right? Selflessness is like you not having this identity, okay? It's where you give all of yourself to the good of the whole, right? That's selflessness. So that's related. Go ahead and draw the arrow to collectivism, right? Selflessness is related to collectivism. You're giving all of yourself for the good of the whole, right? So a selfless person, change is to in, second bullet. A selfless person in a collective society does not disagree or argue, has no independent thoughts, really just goes with the flow. You might want to add that to your notes. Goes with the flow, right? Does not question, right? Does nothing to set him or herself apart. Okay. You don't stand out. You're just part of the whole. Okay. And then also it's selflessness, right? To be selfless, one must abstain. We know the word abstain because we took Mrs. Suarez's class, right? So we have the word abstain, right? To hold back from thinking, right? And you must obey one's master, right? So being selfless also can be described as like maybe your parents, you know how your parents try to give you everything they did not have, right? Or they forego getting new stuff so you can get the new stuff, right? You guys are so lucky, right? So how do you pay that back, right? You say, oh, mom, no need nothing for my birthday, right? Oh, Christmas is coming up. You can be like, mom, I don't need anything, right? Try it. Grandma, I don't need anything for Christmas or my birthday, right? Try be selfless back. You might get a bigger birthday present or a Christmas present. You guys are like, what would that be? I'm like, oh, you figure it out, right? What it means to truly understand that whatever you're asking for is probably taking away from something else that was the money was planned for, right? You guys understand that kind of stuff. All right, let's move on. Slide 4. Go ahead, get there. Okay, so the next term I want to go over is egoism. Go ahead and draw an arrow from egoism to what? Individualism, right? So egoism, concern with one's own interests, right? This would be, and I can say this because I taught middle school for 10 years, but would be a typical middle schooler. I think by the time you get to high school, you start to figure out that you are not the center of the universe. But definitely in middle school, like lots of the crisis happen because you're like, it's happening only to me. Like that's not it, right? So egoism accomplishes things to benefit him or herself rather than the whole. You guys, we've met people like this, right? And it's really hard to get along with people like this for some of you guys. Some of you guys are like, why? We're on the same level, right? So egoism is very interesting because it's all about the what's in it for me. How do I better myself? Okay, so egoism is attached to individualism. Okay, we good? Pretty straightforward terms. I'm calling them out because I need you to notice them. So in your notes, go ahead and write down, find these in Anthem. Find these in Anthem. Find these terms in Anthem. Okay. Okay, last but not least, we have free will. So let's move on to the last term. Free will is very interesting. It is the belief that man has control over their path, over their destiny. How many of you guys think you have free will, that you can change the course of your life? Anybody? Everybody? Yeah. You don't have to. Eva, it's okay if you like have a different way of thinking. You don't just look, oh, everybody's raising their hands, I better raise my hand. Like we are not in Harrison Bergeron. We are not in Anthem. So you guys can like, what do you think? Free will. Do you think you have free will? That belief that you can change the direction, the course of your life. Let's try again. Yes? Okay. There is an opposite to this, right? I mean, like, I hate to be binary about this, but like sometimes there's a different, an opposite way of thinking as well. Some people think, yeah, they have the free will to change their course of their life. Okay. Others think that they're predestined, in meaning the path was created for them. Their journey is theirs, right? So, you know, like, let's just take the example of, you know, when something bad happens to you, right? You can either accept it and say, you know what, this is the journey I'm on. And there's probably a lesson that I'm supposed to learn here, right? If you are religious and you believe in a higher being, that's where that comes into play. Oh, gotta trust the process. You've heard of that saying, yeah, trusting the process, because whatever happens with this situation, I'm going to come out to be a better, stronger, more understanding person, right? Or you can say that you have free will, and that you can say, you know what, I don't like this situation, and I'm going to just switch it, right? And then, yes, Tia, you can pick and choose, right? Okay, this is the journey I'm on, or I'm going to maybe not accept this part of the journey and I'm going to change directions, right? I mean, it just depends, right? It fluctuates. And I think that's pretty cool if you can think about, like, especially when we're in hard positions, right? But even in good situations, right? I hope you guys think about, okay, you know, I'm in a really positive, really good flow right now. Am I making this happen? Is this happening on its own, right? Is it going to end? Is this streak going to end? When's the bad thing going to happen, right? Usually it kind of balances out. So it's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Okay, so free will, very cool thing to think about in your own lives, along with predetermination or predestiny, in meaning that you have a path. Okay. Like I said, we were going to get a little bit philosophical today. Okay. Now we're going back to art school. Let's go to slide 6. So what we have here is we have a beautiful example of what you're going to do to take notes for Anthem. You are responsible for 10 of these. So anybody have Post-it notes? You guys have Post-it notes? Or about the size of this, okay? I didn't realize how expensive Post-it notes are. They're kind of expensive if you go like to Home Depot's. Not Home Depot, Office Max. Home Depot is for something else, okay? Sorry, like tile and stuff. Okay, so if you look, we have symbols. You're probably gonna have a quote with a page number, and then maybe you're gonna highlight important events. You need 10 of these, okay, for Anthem. Can? Yes. I don't want you to copy this beautiful piece of artwork, okay? In fact, you can draw your own beautiful picture, okay? But this will be in a museum in about 50 years from now. It will be sold at auction for about $1 bazillion. Okay, so you guys do your own masterpiece. All right, slide 7, please. So I kind of gave you guys page numbers, and then I realized you don't have the book because I was going to assign you the book, and then I pulled them off the shelf before you guys came to pick up all your books. So that's why you have just the link, okay? Because it is a tiny book. If you look, it's a tiny, tiny book. It's a baby book. There's very little pages. It's really small. And basically, it goes from page 17 to 105. But for you, just make sure you have 10. Got it? So write that in your notes. 10 drawing notes and captions total. So the first 5 will be drawn, will be actually posted. The Post-it notes are there for like just how big your drawing is supposed to be for each one, okay? Makes sense? And so anytime there's a major event or an important detail that happens, you're gonna draw something for it so that you have a, does that make sense? Apole Hikiula? Yeah, okay. And if you don't have Post-it notes, that's fine. You just need like 3x3 blocks. So you can make that in your tablets, okay? You don't have to use Post-it notes. So you're gonna have 10 drawings total. So the first 5 will be, and then go ahead, you can start making them already, okay? Box 1, just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then flip the page, next one. Make like boxes, okay? Can you guys do that right now so that we can start? We're gonna start reading actually, so I can point some things out in the very beginning of the story. So just go ahead and prepare your boxes. You're going to be taking notes. So you know what I would suggest too, is to turn your notebook landscape way. So that when you take the picture, yeah, la that. If you look at Apole, can you hold your, yeah, side to side. Daniel-san, side to side, okay? Okay, and then make the boxes. Maybe 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. This isn't Harrison Bergeron. You do your boxes how you want. Okay, but number them so that you know that you're going in order of the story. Jake, I don't understand what you wrote in the chat. Oh, thank you, Jake. Okay, we ready? Can we get started? Okay, go to the story. We're going to do story time and then we'll stop. We're only going to read like the first couple pages, okay? So, because I think you guys can read faster silently. Okay, but you guys ready? Okay, I'm going to start and then I'll just call in somebody and then you read 2 paragraphs and then the next person you can choose, will read 2 paragraphs. Are you ready? You ready to draw? All right, here we go. It is a sin to write this. It is a sin to think words no others think, and to put them down upon a paper no others are to see. It is base and evil. It is as if we were speaking alone to no ears but our own. And we know well that there is no transgression blacker than to do or think alone. We have broken the laws. The laws say that men may not write unless the Council of Vocations bid them so. May we be forgiven. But this is not the only sin upon us. We have committed a greater crime. For this crime, there is no name. What punishment awaits us if it be discovered? We know not. For no such crime has come in the memory of men, and there are no laws to provide for it. Creepy, creepy, creepy. All right, let's continue reading. Zeke, go ahead and read. It is dark here.
Okay. It is dark here. The flame of the candle stands still in the air. Nothing moves in this tunnel save our hand on the paper. We are alone here under the earth. It is a fearful word alone. The laws say that none among men may be alone, ever and at any time. For this is a great transgression and the root of all evil. For we have broken many laws, and now there is nothing here save our one body, and it is strange to see only two legs stretched on the ground, and on the wall before us the shadow of our one head. The walls are cracked, and the water runs upon them in thin threads without sound, black and glistening as blood. We stole the candle from the larder of the home of street sweepers. We shall be sentenced to 10 years in the palace of corrective detention if it be discovered. But this matters not. It matters only that the light is precious, and we should not waste it to write when we need it for that work, which is our crime. Nothing matters save the work, our secret, our evil, our precious work. Still, we must also write, for may the council have mercy upon us. We wish to speak for once to no ears but our own.
Okay, thank you. We got some weird stuff going on. Let's point some things out. What's weird? In the chat, go ahead. What's weird? What's strange, right? Remember, we're in a dystopian story. What is strange? Type it in there. Right. I don't know if you can like copy and paste it, like, copy the text and then just paste it in there too. That might be faster. Yeah, corrective detention sounds a lot like jail. You are totally right. Ooh, nice. So Tia has pointed out, right, that they've committed a greater crime. So the question now is what, Tia? What question comes up with that? What question is attached to that really strange detail? Right. What is this crime that they've committed that has no name, that has no law to enforce it, right? What is it? Okay. So I need you to start putting together the minor details, right? So if there's no law for this thing, then they must be in a really controlled environment. Okay. So as you read, I want you guys to really focus on what is said, but also what is not said, right? What is not said might be more powerful than what is said. Okay, so I need you guys to, can you write that down in your notes? pay attention to what is not said, right? Because that is sometimes more powerful than what is said, right? It's kind of like when you ask your parents for something and they just go, the what is not said is spookier than the what is said, because you're like, oh, they're not wanting to tell me something, right? Okay. Focus on the what is not spelled out for us, right? That's going to make your reading experience so much more powerful. Okay. All right, here we go. Zeke, thank you for reading. Call on somebody else. Our name.
I gotta call somebody.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Uh, Carson.
Nice. Carson.
Wait, where were we again?
Our name.
All right, okay. Our name is Equality 72521, as it is written on the iron bracelet which all men wear on their left wrist with their names upon it. We are 21 years old, we are 6 feet tall, and this is a burden, for there are not many men who are 6 feet tall. Ever have the teachers and the leaders pointed to us and frowned and said, there is evil in your book, Equality 72521, for your body has grown beyond the bodies of your brothers, but we cannot change our bones nor our body. We were born with a curse. It has always given us the thoughts which are forbidden. It has always given us wishes which men may not wish. We know that we are evil, but there is no will in us and no power to resist it. This is our wonder and secret fear that women do not resist.
Okay, thank you.
Strive to be like all
Stop.
our...
Thank you. Okay, in the chat, what is weird? There's more weirdness. What is it? What's strange? Thank you, Carson, for reading. Sorry I had to stop you. Ooh, yep. Yep. So, Jake, what is the curse that they were born with?
Like their names or their looks.
Okay, so if you look at that paragraph, right, it says, we were born with a curse, right? Very interesting how even how how Ayn Rand phrases things, because it automatically tells you, okay, ask what is the curse, right? So then she follows it up. You see that? It has always driven us to thoughts which are forbidden. So what is the curse? To what?
To our thoughts.
Yes, to think, right? So like, let's link Harrison Bergeron, right? Poor George, right? Higher level of intelligence, suffered more because he thought, right? He could think things through, right? And then he forgot it, poof, right? So this curse to think, very interesting. In a dystopian novel, sounds about right. Okay. What else is interesting? Yes, Kai, our name. What's weird about that? What is the pronoun supposed to be, Kai?
It's supposed to be my name.
Right. It's supposed to be in first person, right? However, it's written in third person, right? It's written in, Eve was like, what are you talking about? It's not I, me, my, right? It's not. It's talking about the collective, our name. Man is one. That's why if you look on my example, right, I wrote that down. All men are one. And so that's why it's mentioned our name. Okay, makes sense? There's a reason why we have to go through this, because if not, when you're going to get through half the book and go, oh my gosh, our is one person. Okay, so I want that to be clear. Sometimes I think you've noticed that I speak in we's, right? And you guys know why I speak in we's and ours, right? And that's because I have a twin. So that's why it's really weird sometimes that they say like our dad, and you're like, Kumo, it's just you. But no, really, I have a twin. So that's why I say our and we all the time. I'm not trying to be collective. I mean, I kind of am, but you know. Okay, very good. He keeps saying we as if they are one. Very good. What else? What's the actual name of we and our? Right? Did you notice? Okay, they don't have names. Okay. So what is not being said? Let's look at the paragraph that it says our name is equality 72521. Holy smokes, I renamed this person last class as 72421. I just made up a name. I mean, okay, so it's actually 72521. What is not being said in this paragraph, which is really interesting. So this is training our brain to understand what is not being mentioned. So look closely. What is not being said here? Ooh. Nice. Several things, right? So Alicia, very good. They are forced to conform to one standard, right? Where is that saying that? What line is saying that actually? Not saying it, but saying it, right? Right? What is the detail that is pointing that out, right? Our name, we are 21, we are 6 feet tall, leaders frown upon them for being different. Correct, right? So it's like being average is okay, but being different is not okay, right? We strive to be like our brother men. Yep, very good. Okay, so these minor details are actually really important because it builds this context of the society. Okay, I'm asking you guys, I know in this time of scrolling up and down the screen and just kind of skimming through things, I'm asking you to slow down a little bit. Okay, I'm asking you guys to really read between the lines here, right? We're searching for things that are not obvious. Good job, you guys. The rest of you guys who are not typing in the chat, please make sure. I'm really checking that everybody is tuned in here. They're focusing. Woo! Yep. Okay, so along the same lines, right? So this is collectivism at its best. Very good. Okay. The last part of that paragraph where it says, but we cannot change our bones nor our body. So that is saying something. That is saying something, right? You know already that equality 2521 is breaking a major crime that has no name yet, right? We don't know what the crime is, right? We know something about him, right? We know that he understands we cannot change our bones nor our body. So what is that really saying about equality 2521? Camila, what you think, girl? I see you thinking. I can see those wheels spinning inside your head. What is that?
Like it kind of, I don't know. He's kind of like he knows that the standard is kind of not gonna be fair because he can't control like how tall he is and that kind of stuff.
Thank you. Okay. We all gotta like, and I'm taking time right now because if we don't get this right, then this book is really weird or confusing. Okay. So I think we're getting to that point where we understand what's happening. right? We've gone through the whole process of we all got to be the same, right? We all got to, we're all assigned jobs. Everybody that's assigned the job actually has to like be in the same living quarters, right? We understand that we are not supposed to be anybody but one, meaning all of us are one, right? And then Ayn Rand drops that sentence, but we cannot change our bones nor our body, right? That is an independent thought. So what do we know already about equality? Look at the concepts we went over: collectivism, individualism, egoism, selflessness, and free will. What is she talking about right now? Just from that one quote. But we cannot change our bodies nor our we cannot change our bones nor our bodies. That is a major quote, by the way. When I say something like that, you really should write down that quote, because that quote is mean, okay? We cannot change our bones nor our bodies. If you can't change your bones or your bodies, what can you change? That's what she's not saying, correct? What is it? So I'm kind of hurting your brain right now, okay? I need you guys to think these things through. This is us training our brains to really like think about other things. How do we become better at understanding the world? We become better at understanding the world by asking questions, by wondering about things, okay? So let's look. Our mind, yes, right? She say we cannot change our bones or our body, but we can change our mind. So in the very beginning, it's already hinting, right? That equality 25-21 is going to break loose like a Harrison Bergeron. Okay, we got that, right? Okay, I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. Okay, read as much as you can, and then you're going to draw your next picture. Okay, you guys ready? Set your timer for 5 minutes so that you can read, and then we'll come back. Okay, ready? 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And go. 5 minutes. Read and then create a picture to show. Okay, that was 5 minutes. Go ahead and finish what you were kind of drawing. Okay, I'm just gonna send you guys into a quick breakout room to go ahead and share out. Where do you have to go? Oh, no. Never mind. Hang on. Okay, can you guys turn on your cameras real fast? Sure. What do you have? Just real fast. Sorry, guys. Okay. Ooh, very good. Yeah, very good. Okay. I got all and I got one, all written all over the all. Okay. And then I got I think the unmentionable times, right? Okay. Before before we go, sorry about that we're going a little bit over. Okay. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about your final for next for second for first semester. Okay, start pulling your favorite parts of each literature piece. Okay, that's it. That's all I need you to think about. Ken? Okay, you have an outline to complete. So I need you guys to go into that and complete your outline for your response. Only your outline, only notes. I'm going to minus points if you copy and paste your essay into your outline. Okay, so where is that? Dang, how did I run out of time? Sorry, you guys. I feel so bad. Okay, it's that last part of the module. You need to finish your outline for your CER. Okay, so you're going to use the concepts that I went over today to help explain each message. Everybody good with that? Okay, so one for Harrison Bergeron, one for Anthem. Okay, enjoy Anthem. If you need to email me because it's a crazy story, by all means, Alicia, email me. That would be really cool. Okay, bye, you guys. Take care. My bad. Sorry.
So I was wondering about the assignment from last night that I didn't do.
Alicia. Yeah. So you're just gonna make up those missing points by getting extra credit. I think you get extra credit for your membing. Okay, so you're gonna make that up with that. Okay, and then I think you're starting to put out some really good work. So I think you're on the verge of getting some extra credit points. Okay, so I would just keep working hard and then just organize yourself and you'll be good to go. Because it's early in the quarter, right? Okay.
And then, can I talk about part of the reading?
Yeah.
That part where they were like, we repeat this to ourselves. Is it just me, or did that kind of sound like the Pledge of Allegiance? The indivisible under God, because they said the great we, one, indivisible and forever.
So you might want to talk to your brother about this because he went through, right? I think he kind of knows about this as well, but it's called denationalization. Okay, and so when the overthrow happened, okay, what did they do? How did they erase, right, the past? So this is kind of interesting. So you might want to kind of look it over. You might want to ask even Travis about what denationalization is. But maybe you could look it up yourself too, because there's really interesting things about how when somebody comes in to take over a group of people, what they do systemically to erase that, right? So like, did you read Night last year?
I did read that.
You did, right? And so what did they do? They took away little things slowly, right? Like the Nazi soldiers took away the times they could roam around freely. They took away real basic things like they couldn't go to the theater anymore. They only could shop at certain places. And so that's systemically oppressing people slowly by slowly. Does that make sense? When you look at the Pledge of Allegiance, going back to that, right? So as soon as the safety committee then turned into the provisional government, right? And then they overthrew the queen, right? The systemic denationalization, meaning taking away the identity of a nation, right? Started occurring even before the overthrow was even possible. Does that make sense? So they was already behind the game already, right? And so what happened after that, right? Everybody started learning English, the reduction of the Hawaiian language because it was banned, right? You can see it happening in this book because they talk about there's unmentionable times you don't talk about the past anymore.
Are we the time, like right now, like, is that what they're talking about, the time before the Great Rebirth? Like, when they said we never speak of the times before the Great Rebirth? Like, basically.
Oh, I like how you're thinking. So I'm going to, I think you kind of figuring this out about how I teach. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to think. I'm just going to put these concepts out there and then you have to figure it out for yourself. And I think you're on a pretty good path because you're definitely a thinker. And I'm noticing that. And so it's not my job to tell you what to think, but to give you opportunities to connect the dots on your own. Because I don't want to tell you what to think and what is important, but I'm just explaining what the history is, right? So when you cut off the thinking and the stories of the past, what happens to a group of people, right? They forget who they are and it's easy to control them.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Stories, yeah.
What is that?
I really like these stories.
I think you do. And, I think that so the final, so when I do finals for my class, I try not to give multiple choice finals. I think they're just a bunch of crap. Anyway, but what I do is that I have you guys get to the next level of thinking of, okay, I'm going to pull like Giles in, and I'm going to pull like, and this is the bummer part. Like I ran out of time because we got into whatever we're talking about, but I'm going to pull in Giles to explain what it means to have character. And then I'm going to pull in like the idea of kalua I ko'olau and how family is important, but there's clashing things going on or whatever. And then I'm going to create something like a song or like a performance piece or something like that to explain that I got something out of this semester. Okay, so start thinking about what it is that you want to focus on, right? So this is 10th grade American literature, the American literature class, but also we focus a lot on identity. So these stories should also create who you are, or at least influence who you are to some extent. And that would be hopefully just a thinker. For me, I just hope you guys become thinkers. Okay. Okay, I can't wait to figure out what you're going to do for your final. Anyway, great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Bye.